I was on the show. I don't know. I have been on the show close to 20 years, something like that. I was fired for 4 years. I did a lot. Most of my work, I've done 3 soaps. And I left because I liked nighttime better, and I got paid more.
Well, I think that right there is a lot of reason. But you always keep coming back to something you're familiar with and who you would love to be around.
Right.
It's very family. I mean, since I joined the show 3 years ago, I mean, it's just to speak to the veterans that have been on the show or other actors who've been on for a long time and what they've been able to provide stability to their own family, you know, and being a part of their lives and being parents. You do what you love and you have a platform, to create a platform to come and exercise and therapeutically do things that help you mentally or physically and that are great. It's like asking Peggy, it's like, do you still love it?
Right.
And she does, and that's like what we all strive to do. We just keep finding the passion. Yeah, you know what? I think it's almost, you take it for granted. You don't even really think of it. I mean, it's like doing it day in, day out, you know, over a long period of time, you know, there's, I always remember driving up to, you know, another show I was working on and seeing your name on a plaque on the driving spot or whatever. But then budgets have all been cut back, so we don't have that luxury anymore. So I do miss that. But you know what? Everybody that, you know, from the crew to the team, the lights, the grips. I mean, there's so many people who show up who spend hours all night long setting up set. Yeah. I mean, it's like making the best homemade soup you can make. You got to put all the ingredients into it to really get the best result from it. But I mean, I think we're very blessed and very fortunate to come to a place of that gives us the ability to do what we love to do, but a time to come together and we're all like-minded in the same sense, so we get to talk about things about our life outside of work, and then when we get to the craft part, then, you know, Peggy, I mean, she's got a high standard of work. She's like always like looking for me to run lines, and so I'm like, man, she's a piece of work. I mean, we're talking professional. She's like, can you want to run tomorrow stuff while you're here? Because, I mean,
well, we don't have much time.
Yeah.
We do more in a day. You do a feature film, you never do that many pages. Okay.
I think there's a certain kind of bar, the standard that you expect the leaders to kind of take the bull by the horn. It's nice to have that leadership on the team. You know, you want somebody to command a certain standard of work. And Peggy, by all means, has always been that kind of leading lady to do that. You know, I mean, I think it's commitment. It's an honor, you know, to work with people like that take their craft serious, that want to put the work in. I think
this is the hardest place to work. A daytime serial for actors, writers. I mean, everybody on it, an hour a day. Nobody else is doing that on television, except a news show with a you know, teleprompter. So it's unique. You have your role is memorized, rehearsed, very little rehearsed. Yeah. Almost none. Actors seek each other out. Get over here, let's run the scene. We'll have you do makeup, isn't that true?
We'll do it in the makeup
So
room.
it's challenging. The daytime show is very challenging.
Yeah, because the speed, the tempo, everything's, there's not I mean, time is money. And so we've had to make a lot of changes the way we operate, the way we think. So you're going home after every day and you're starting over again. So it's
70 to 80 pages of dialogue a day. So that's pretty much. So you have to cut it. Well, I think that when I came on the show, I was brought on the show, I was a married woman with a fish market and an Irish descent husband. They never said where I came from or what I did. It was a mystery. And we had that. But I was really in love with a Greek man named Victor Kyriakis. But he left to make his fortune. And my storyline started when he came back as a millionaire before me.
Wow.
That, I got to say that.
Kyriakis, huh?
Kyriakis.
Really?
John Aniston.
Yeah.
So I was moral, but boy, it was tempting.
Really?
Well, that's
great.
the
You and
romance
John,
of it.
huh?
Yeah, John
Wow.
Anderson, yeah.
Wow, you go, girl.
Yeah, we had Bo, our son. He had a secret son he didn't even know about.
Wait a minute. Who's Bo's father?
John Aniston.
No, he's not.
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
No.
All this time, that's been a secret I never knew.
He didn't know.
I had no idea.
Now you know.
Now I know. Yeah.
The audience always knows, right?
Everybody knows more than I do. I mean, there's been moments. I think every moment you always try to make a great moment or a memory. You know, it's like being more than just a kind of a backstop to other storylines. But in my personal journey, you know, I came into the show as a priest, and I think it really
That's
caught
right.
everybody up.
That's
When I
right.
first met Peggy, actually, it was like in our first, my first day, I was like bombarded with, you know, Deidre Hall, John Aniston, Josh Taylor, John Aniston, Drake Hogestyn. I was like, everybody, introduction. What's our lineage? What's the history? Are we friends, family? How did this, we don't, but Erica,
Hard.
yeah. And I think she looked at me and she's like, so, this guy's a priest? He's my grandson? Oh my God. So, you know, we had a chuckle. I mean, it really broke the ice. I mean, when Peggy comes on, it's like it sets the tone. So she had a good time. She's like, really? God bless you. You know, I knew us Catholics were good.
Well, I had, you know, John Aniston, it's hard for you to be faithful to your husband when he's around.
Oh.
I mean, that's really,
Earmuffs.
and $1 million besides.
Earmuffs.
Joke.
No, it's
Father,
over. Oh.
You're no longer a father.
Oh, that's right.
You're no longer a priest.
Yes, no longer.
In fact, he's anything but. I think it's reassuring, and I also think it's, you realize, television is not like theater, where you know what they're thinking, when you know whether they're bored, whether you know whether, but when you see these fans, and like today, they were very enthusiastic. We love you, there are some people who say, is that true? Because they really believe it totally. But it's the feedback today is very important. To see the people, by a lot of people, who love this show.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing greater, more rewarding than being, you know, receiving the accolades, or to be a part of something that's getting such recognition. I mean, 50 years is such an achievement in today's day, and you know, I mean, 50 years. I mean, that's an incredible. I mean, this is kind of the founding fathers of television, you know, which is incredible. And I mean, this is like the thread, you know, of where television has come to today. I mean, there was like 3 channels when I was a kid, you know, and so now, I mean, 50 years, and you see generation after generation, and it's still.
That's what it is. It's generational. They'll say, my grandmother watched. My
great-grandmother, or I can't miss my stories. I love that, you know, and it's so awesome. It's really
fun.
nice.